Little bit taller now. I don't know. Hello, everyone. Hi. Welcome to midweek devotion, dwelling in the Lenten hymns. Week 3. We try to get the cross on because the hymn we are going to dwell on is Jesus Keep Me Near the Cross. So
we found a really, really big cross.
Guess where it is? You better find out yourself. So that's why you could see the cross and we are a little far away sitting near the cross. Hello over there! At least you can focus on cross instead of us, I guess. So, Jesus Keep Me Near the Cross, which is very old, familiar hymn. Yeah. Do you know?
He wrote a lot of hymns.
Like what?
Blessed
Assurance. Blessed Assurance. If my memory is correct, that she was blind. It was the accident in a child. That when she was a child, there's an accident with the taking care of her as an infant, and then that caused her to become legally blind. And she wrote hymns. I mean, that's as far as my memory goes. Yep. Those things I learned at the school. In the Lutheran school in Japan, we watch those videos about the hymn writer. Then that's the part when I hear her name, that's what's come. Oh, Blessed Assurance lady. But that's what I did. So I didn't know she wrote this one until I looked up this time. So are there anything stand out for you for Jesus Keep Me Near the Cross?
Nothing particular, I guess. It's just, I think about how, the cross is an evil instrument.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like, can you think of a worse way to? Yes, we can think of worse ways to torture people. I mean, but it's I mean, it was.
It's a public execution.
And
it's not the person who is suffering from the death and the gradual death. Also, people will see people suffering.
Yeah, and it's James Cone wrote a book that really points out that from the history of the United States, the cross is a lynching tool, much like the rope was here in the United States. And so, recognizing that, and yet for Fanny Crosby, that instrument of pain and torture has been reclaimed as something that brings comfort and healing. And so I think that's probably what strikes me most about hymns like this, and there are several others in our hymn tradition that, the classic funeral one, Old Rugged Cross, that image of this rough, awful instrument of torture being transformed as a symbol of hope because God was able to move even despite that.
I think it's interesting because when we see cross, what comes to our mind is like the something everyone has a different time of your life. The cross seems something different. I was reflecting on and thinking about. I used to put the cross necklace all the time. Back in Japan, Christians are very minority. I mean, less than 1% of the population are Christian. Like total number of people are Christian. So being Christian was something I tried to tell people by wearing the cross necklace that, look, I'm different than you. I believe in this, and I used to do that, and I stopped doing it in a sense to think about, I don't need to show people in that way, to show like, look at my cross and I'm believing this. Cross is already in in my head, my body, it's I don't necessarily do seeing in clear sense of it. And as I read this handwriting and thought of was that it's reminding me of the time of the baptism. Like, becoming a pastor was to do the sacrament, which is, for Lutheran, it's the baptism and communion. I mean, that's the reason of, being ordained. And for that baptism, I did a few of those, and, mark the newly baptized with the sign of the cross on the head, and you are sealed with this Holy Spirit, and you walk with this one. And so when I look at the hymns, Jesus keeping me at the cross, that's start thinking of something. This the cross, the reminder of the God's walking with us, and that's kind of God keeps us near the cross in all our life. I mean, that's kind of the way I was thinking and reading it. But anyway, I mean, that's one of those things, like where we put the cross on and where we have cross in ourselves, and what the cross represents or symbolize. What's the part of the thoughts? I don't know.
Yeah, I like here in the 4th verse, Danny says, "Near the cross I'll watch and wait, hoping, trusting ever." And, I think that assurance that even when things are rough, when they're hard, the cross is an assurance of what will come after, especially since, we're not allowed to talk about it in Lent, but we know what comes after Good Friday, right?
Yep.
And so that it becomes that symbol of hope, because the cross did not win. Or it did, because it became something different.
I think the cross was not the end of the story.
Right.
But the cross reminds us of that. It's a part of the story.
Yes.
I think,
and you can't get to healing without going through the acknowledgement of the pain.
Yeah. I think if there's no pain or no suffering, then what was the reason that the resurrection has that meaning? I think that's kind of the way, and I think it's more reality of life. That the cross, whether it is big in here or the small one, where at the necklace or somewhere to help us to remember, it's a part of our life that the cross comes with us. And cross can be a blessing. I mean, I think that's kind of the way I kind of like to see these days.
And Crosby, again, focuses very much on, like, the benefits to me. But I just, even in that refrain, keep me near the cross. So what does it mean for us as a challenge to not skip through to Easter, to stay in that place of pain, in that place of acknowledgement? And does that bring a precious fountain that's free to all, for all? Is my staying near the cross, of being willing to face that pain, then bring something for all of us?
Because pain, if you're near the cross, like imagine those women who are foot of the cross, in the scripture mentioned. Watching somebody you care suffering is the probably hardest than yourself suffering. And it's a communal suffering, communal pain, and being in the near the cross. I don't know, it just came to my mind. And I guess that's where we find the hope. we are the weird people because we are Christians.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one we want to avoid. You can minimize, dismiss the pain and suffering. But staying in that spot, promise and hope realize in a strange, very mysterious way. Like, I don't know how often you'll be at the time people call you, somebody's actively dying. Mm-hmm. And like, Pastor, just come in there, it's so and so time. And going to the room and sitting there, and clearly it's like, oh, no, this person is not survive with this situation. But there's like strange sense of the holy moment of spending time with the family and praying. I don't know how and why that happens, but God comes down after that. Anyway.
So we hope you stay near the cross as we continue on our Lenten journey.
Yeah, or this is the forward prayer. That it's just like, it's even hard, but I rather stay, be in the cross with the other people and pray for Jesus, that's the presence at the moment together. Anyway, enjoy. Jesus, keep me near the cross.
And this is the last time you'll see Miho taller than me.
Yeah. See, now it's a trick, it's coming down.